Wealth is more than money. It is balance, healing, resilience, well-being, growth, and financial freedom. At the Institute on Holistic Wealth, we help people create lives of meaning, purpose, and transformation. Through coaching, certification, and holistic wealth education, a new way forward begins. Institute on Holistic Wealth. Live with balance, purpose, and financial freedom. Wealth is
The world feels uncertain. Jobs are shifting, industries are changing, prices are rising, and many people are asking the same question: am I truly secure? But uncertainty does not mean collapse. It means we must build differently, more wisely, more intentionally, and more resiliently. And tonight, we talk about how.
Resilience Wealth in an Uncertain World is brought to you by the Institute on Holistic Wealth.
Welcome, and thank you for being here. Happy Global Holistic Wealth Day. I'm Keisha Blair.
And I am Natalie Rowe.
Today we're having a timely and necessary conversation. The theme for Global Holistic Wealth Day this year is Resilient Wealth in an Uncertain World. Now, people are feeling the pressure of change. AI is shaping work, layoffs are rising, costs are affecting our everyday lives. But today, it's not about fear. It's about preparation, clarity, and building a life that can withstand change.
You're so right, Keisha. And you know, when things are uncertain, the anxiety kicks in, and fear, and all those emotions.
Yep.
And they affect everything. They affect our work, our relationships, our families.
Everything.
So it is so important to understand that resilience during uncertainty is not denial.
Yeah.
Instead, it's about staying grounded through change. So we invite you because there is so much power in awareness, and that is where resilience begins.
Once we are aware, then we can act. Sometimes resilience begins with one simple habit. Track your spending each week, not to create fear, but to create clarity. Because often stress comes not from the number, but from the unknown. And so today, we want to replace that fear with clarity, with presence, and with strategy.
Keisha, I know exactly what you're talking about. As a budget coach, I see it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, clients, and it works for both sides of the spectrum. Clients will come in and they know something is wrong, but they're not sure what's happening, and then they track.
Right.
And then as soon as they know the numbers and see what's happening, they're like, okay, I need to do this. I need to change that. I need to change that. And then I smile because I'm thinking they don't really need me now. And then it also works for the other side of the continuum, where a client is really worried. And then after tracking, they're like, oh, you know what? It's not so bad after all.
Right.
So that is the power of awareness. So the whole idea of just finding that number through tracking is very powerful, because resilience is not just something we build. It is what we build through action.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that action is so important. And so we want to renew it each day through hope and reflection and inspiration.
Yeah.
And so on that note, please welcome Ella Alexia for our first musical selection tonight.
Feels like it's shaking and the sky is turning gray, when the answers all seem hidden and the light feels far away. I have learned that in the silence there's a strength inside my soul. Even when the night is longest, I won't let go. feel defeated, like the weight is far too heavy. But the heart can keep on beating, and the dream can still be touched. Piece by piece we build a future. Step by step we find our way. Even broken roads can lead us to brighter days. Every fall can teach me how to stand. Every storm can place my life in stronger hands. I will rise again, higher than the fear, stronger than the pain. I will hold the line, even in the dark I will shine bright. When the world is uncertain and hope feels far away, I will rise again. I will rise again. I am more than what I'm facing, more than what I fear. There is power in believing what I see. Through the fire, through the waiting, through the doubts that call my name, I will keep on moving forward. I won't break. I will rise again, higher than the fear, stronger than the pain. I will hold the light, even in the dark I will shine bright. When the world is uncertain and hope feels far away, I will rise again. I will rise again.
Thank you, Ella. What a beautiful way to begin. Now, one of the biggest fears that people are facing is the fear of job loss. But losing a job affects more than income. It affects your self-confidence, your identity, but a job loss isn't often personal. It's structural.
Structural. Okay, what do you mean by that, Keisha, when you said it's not personal, it's structural?
Great question, Natalie. So when we say it's structural, we're talking about the structure of the economy.
Okay.
So take the Canadian economy, for instance. The structure is heavily dependent on energy, on oil. It's one of our natural resources. And so when we say the change is structural, it means that the economy is changing structurally. So some industries are being wiped out because of AI, because of technology. So the whole structure of the economy is changing. And that's why we have job losses.
Right.
But that's what I mean when I say, don't take it personal. It's the economy changing. It's technology reshaping the structure. So while a title can disappear, a job can disappear, your value, your skills, your abilities remain.
You know, this is perhaps one of the most powerful points of this discussion. It is owning the skills and the abilities. Because if you were working in finances before and you were doing all those analyses, that skill remains with you, right? If you were marketing or policy writing, it remains with you. So it's so important that we don't wrap up our identity in the title, but understand that that remains with you and therefore it is mobile. So security, what that all means as well is that we have to define security differently, you know, not in titles, but in our capabilities. So remember, your knowledge, your creativity, and your ability to solve problems still matter. So think about it. What do you know? What can you learn? And what can you build from here?
Resilience means taking practical steps. Build on the skills you already have. Learn what strengthens your future. Take one step forward. You do not have to have everything, change overnight. You just have to make that move, right? Because movement creates momentum, and momentum creates resilience.
And now we're going to be looking at the second pillar of resilient wealth, which is money. How we plan for it, how we protect it, how we use it. And with that, Keisha is going to explore more.
So when most people think of wealth, they think of growth. But resilient wealth is not just about building more. It's about protecting what you've built. Because in uncertain times, the question is not only, how do I grow? It's also, how do I make sure that one disruption does not undo it all? So help me welcome Dominique.
Hi, Keisha. Thank you for inviting me, and happy Global Holistic Wealth Day, everybody.
Thank you for being here. In times like these, why should protection be part of the wealth conversation?
Well, Keisha, the year 2025, we met a year ago during our last Global Holistic Wealth Day, and a year ago we had the announcement of the Trump tariffs, which brought a lot of volatility to the markets for about 2 months. But by the end of the year, we had excellent returns, had a good start to 2026 with excellent corporate earnings. But now, unfortunately, with the conflict in Iran, we have increased volatility, inflation, higher prices at the pump. So regardless of what's going on, insurance provides a solid bedrock to any financial plan. It not only protects your assets, but protects your assets for future generations as well. And it does so in all market conditions, no matter what is going on. And we know that life is full of ups and downs, surprises, both good and bad, but insurance is there to protect you in all those cases. So let's look at some cases. It helps for income replacement. In case of death, disability, a critical illness, or long-term care needs, it's there regardless of what's going on. It provides a tax-free benefit regardless of what's going on in the markets, because insurance is tax-free, the benefit in Canada. And it addresses estate erosion for future generations by providing, again, that tax-free benefit. So insurance is going to be here today and tomorrow when you're gone, and regardless of what's going on, it's going to protect your financial plan for you and for future generations.
What are some of the common blind spots people have when it comes to preparedness?
Keisha, life is, it's so busy, and people are often not prepared. And what I mean by that is they don't have a plan in place. When I first started as a young advisor back in 97, one of the older advisors, took me aside and said, let's look at a financial plan as a table with 4 solid legs. And if one of those legs is not sturdy or is wobbly, the financial plan, the table, if I can use this analogy, will collapse. And what are those 4 legs of any financial plan? You have to have an emergency fund in case of unforeseen circumstances. You have to have proper insurance in place. You need an estate plan for today and tomorrow. And just as important, you have to have tax planning strategies in place. We live in a highly taxed country, one of the most highly taxed countries in the world. So, Keisha, if you have those 4 solid, sturdy legs, I think you've covered all the blind spots.
And Dominic, for someone watching who feels overwhelmed, not knowing where to start, what is that one practical step that they can take this month?
Where to start is to have a snapshot of where you are so that you can get your financial roadmap in place. And you start that by looking at your cash flow. What is your income? What is your after-tax income? Your spouse's after-tax income, if you have one. What's left over at the end of the month? What are your expenses? Where are those expenses going? Then we start to save a portion of your disposable income. My golden rule is to take about 60% of your income, disposable income, and invest it. Dom, why not 100% of your disposable income? Because things happen, there's unforeseen circumstances, cars break down, you need to fix something, and you can't save every penny. On the other side of the ledger, let's look at your assets. What are your liabilities? Do you have an insurance plan in place? Do you have a will in place? Have you had this discussion with your loved ones and said, this is my financial situation? Often families don't have this financial discussion till it's too late.
That's such an important reminder because protection is not fair. Protection is preparation. Dominique, thank you.
Wealth is more than money. It is balance, healing, resilience, well-being, growth, and financial freedom. At the Institute on Holistic Wealth, we help people create lives of meaning, purpose, and transformation. Through coaching, certification, and holistic wealth education, a new way forward begins. Institute on Holistic Wealth. Live with balance, purpose, and financial freedom.
So we talked about work and money and protection, but uncertainty goes well beyond that, Keisha. We know that well.
Absolutely.
It affects our sleep. It affects our peace of mind, our ability to focus. In fact, it affects our health, our overall well-being. And we know that health is wealth.
Absolutely.
So it means then protecting yourself and protecting your sleep, setting boundaries for your time, managing what you consume. We are in the information age, and there is a lot of information out there. It's like, we're all info beasts, but we've got to be intentional about guarding our peace of mind.
Absolutely.
So that aspect of resilience is so important. Health is wealth.
And mindset is strategic. And as I often say, Natalie, holistic wealth is the mother framework, and resilient wealth is one part of holistic wealth. And mindset, we often talk about a lot under the rubric of holistic wealth. Now, a stable, peaceful mind supports better decisions.
Absolutely.
And better decisions shape stronger outcomes. So health matters too, right? So when the mind or the body is depleted, resilience becomes harder to sustain. And I often say in holistic wealth, Natalie, that when we make decisions, we think of them as depletions or additions to our holistic wealth bank account. Well, it's the same thing. Real wealth includes our well-being. It's about staying strong enough to respond wisely when life shifts. Because here's what we know. In times of uncertainty, mindset matters more than ever. And here's someone who knows that more than anyone else. Entrepreneur and author Lauren Ridinger is here to explain why mindset is so critical during those times where our world is shifting. So help me welcome Lauren Ridinger.
The Global Holistic Wealth Day is so important for our heart, for our soul, for you, because it's an important time to take time to realize how important the journey is and how important it is to self-heal and how important it is to look in the mirror and realize that you're the one who can make the difference. You're the one who has all the superpowers to win. You're the superwoman, the superman. You're the one who's capable of being and doing anything you want to do. And it's really up to you to make the decision that you have been the roadblock up until now, if there's been one. That you and only you can clear the way. That you and only you have to believe in yourself and know that you are not alone. That there's a community of people who support you, that love you, and who are in it with you. And that not only can we survive, but we can thrive. And I believe in you, and I know you can do it.
Now we come to a deeper question. Resilient wealth is not just about getting through today. It's about protecting what continues beyond us. So what happens to the people we love if life changes suddenly? What happens if the future we are building is interrupted? Please welcome back Dominique. Welcome back, Dom. Why is family security and long-term continuity such an important part of resilient wealth?
Keisha, when I meet new clients, Often they have excellent savings habits. They've accumulated much wealth, but what they don't have in place is a insurance protection plan in place. We live in a country, like I mentioned, with some of the highest taxation rates in the world. While we might not have estate taxes like some jurisdictions, we do have a number of investments that are taxed: RSPs, RIPs, LIPs, capital gains. So you need to have a taxation and estate and insurance strategy in place to preserve these assets. And you're going to preserve them also for future generation. And this is where proper estate and insurance planning comes in place. So you need to have a what if conversation with your family. And that what if conversation will revolve around your unique circumstance. So I'll give you an example. Mom and dad have 3 adult children. One of them moved to Vancouver after university and lives there. What they do have is they have a cottage in the family. So the child who's moved out west will never use it. The second child never goes to the cottage, not a cottage person, and the third child is there every weekend. And so how do you equalize things and make everybody happy in the family? How do you address the capital gains on that cottage that you bought back in the 60s? These are discussions that you have to have around a particular, or and most often many subjects, and how that's going to affect the family when you're gone. So have a family discussion. Look at any possible topics that might pop up, because we know that if planning is not in place within 1 or 2 generations, that wealth could evaporate. And for those of you who have businesses, planning is equally important, because we all know people who had a business and then the kids weren't interested in it or whatever, and within 1 or 2 generations, that business is gone. So you need to look at the consequences of wrapping up a business, and business planning is just as important.
And also, Dominic, what should families be thinking about when they intentionally want to protect the future?
Gone over a lot of different items today. One thing I didn't bring up is health, both physical and mental. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, therapist, but proper rest, health, exercise, dieting is very important. I try to work on those 2 items every day. And if those are in place, then you can focus on those 4 legs of the table: the emergency fund, estate planning, tax planning, and insurance.
And for people who hear the words legacy and continuity and think those are only for the wealthy, what would you say to them?
I agree. You hear it in the media often that planning is only for the wealthy, and I don't agree with that. I think, given my years of experience and people I've been able to help who weren't wealthy, and the positive results from that planning, it's important that everyone gets a plan in place. So I'll give you a concrete example. When young people get married or welcome the birth and experience the birth of their first child, they're at their most critical stage in life. They need a plan in place to protect themselves and the ones that they love. And what they have on their side is time, but they need to manage that time. They need to make sure it's under control, it's well managed, and they're prepared for anything that life could throw their way. And it's at that critical stage at the beginning that the what if conversations have that must take place. What if something happens to me? What if something happens to my spouse? What if I have a sick child? Who's going to be able to take time off to stay at home with that child? What if, God forbid, something happens to both of us? So the question there is, again, there goes the will. Do you have a will in place? Do you have guardians for your minor children? Yes? Excellent. No? Well, depending on the jurisdiction that you live, there'll be different decisions being made in regards to the choice of guardians for those children. and you'll be up there in heaven, and maybe the jurisdiction will pick someone that you and your husband don't agree with, for example. So you need to have these discussions, and you need to have a will in place. So to answer your question, with these concrete examples, it's not just for the wealthy. It doesn't cost a lot of money to get a will. For young couples, there are many life insurance options which are cost effective, which are quite affordable. So I wouldn't agree with that. Planning, given my experience, is only for the wealthy.
Dominique, thank you again. Resilient wealth is not just about building. It's about protecting people, preserving what matters, and planning beyond the moment.
And so as we move towards closing our discussion today, we want to make space once again for reflection and renewal. Because resilience is not only practical, it is also emotional. It is the strength to keep going when life feels uncertain. So please welcome back Ella Alexia as she returns with that powerful selection once again.
When the ground feels like it's shaking and the sky is turning gray, when the answers all seem hidden and the light feels far away, I have learned that in the silence there's a strength inside my soul. Even when the night is longest, I won't let go. Every fall can teach me how to stand. Every storm can place my life in stronger hands. I will rise again, higher than the fear, stronger than the pain. I will hold the light, even in the dark I will shine bright. When the world is uncertain and hope feels far away, I will rise again. I will rise again. There are days when you feel defeated, like the weight is far too heavy, but the heart can keep on beating, and the dream can still be crushed. Piece by piece we build a future, step by step we find our way. Even broken roads can lead us to brighter days. Every fall can teach me how to stand. Every storm can place my life in stronger hands. I will rise again, higher than the fear, stronger than the pain. I will hold the light, even in the dark I will shine bright. When the world is uncertain and hope feels far away, I will rise again. I will rise again. I am more than what I face, more than what I fear. There is power in believing what I'm saying. Through the fire, through the waiting, through the doubts that call my name, I will keep on moving forward. I won't break. I will rise again, higher than the fear, stronger than the pain. I will hold the light, even in the dark I will shine bright. When the world is uncertain and hope feels far away, I will rise again. I will rise again.
Thank you, Ella. a beautiful reminder that even in uncertain times, hope remains. And today, we've talked about how to build a life that's not easily shaken with preparation, protection, adaptability, peace, and continuity. That is what resilient wealth is. Not controlling everything, but being ready to respond when life shifts.
We've talked about not just adapting within the system, but actually creating new ones. And entrepreneurs, Aston and Jillian, they have helped thousands of people, through entrepreneurship and helping them to really protect their wealth and create new opportunities. And it's very timely because now we see the rising cost of healthcare and the increase in chronic illness. So important that we take care of our health because indeed, health is wealth. Now help me welcome Ashton and Jill.
Your good health will translate to your financial wealth.
We've seen people with prescriptions that can cost over $800 a month, just the copay alone. That's enough to make you sell a home, get a second mortgage, put yourself into debt.
I've come across many clients who have to sell their homes to pay for prescription drugs that the insurance will not pay for.
People don't think about how nutrition impacts brain health and how all of those hormones and glands work to produce chemicals that create our emotional experience and our cognitive functioning.
And cancer is on the rise, especially among young people. Take care of your health because cancer is on the rise. It's not just cancer, it's other diseases as well. And it will translate into you living a better, longer life.
And that is why we value and see the mission of Global Holistic Wealth Week, because we see the part that your physical health can play in the rest of your opportunities to create wealth in your life.
So as we close, let's bring it all together. So resilient wealth is one part or is under the rubric of the mother framework of holistic wealth. And it rests, holistic wealth is, financial well-being, it's your mental, your physical health, it's your emotional health, your spiritual health, community, and purpose and meaning. And together, all of that creates a life that is stronger, steadier, and better able to withstand change. As you leave today, remember this. Do not wait for uncertainty or crisis to begin. Start where you are. Protect what matters. Strengthen what you can. And keep building with wisdom. So thank you for sharing in this broadcast with us. It was great sharing with you about resilient wealth on Global Holistic Wealth Day.
And Keisha, it's such an honor to have been here with you to talk about this so very important topic of resilience, because change is the only constant and we have to be ready to maneuver and to do that pivot and still land on our feet.
The entire month of April is now known as Global Holistic Wealth Month. So do carry this throughout the month of April, these concepts, and share with everyone. And, post on social media, tag us if you can, and let us know how it's going for you. How are you putting into practice some of the concepts and principles that we discussed in the program?
Resilience Wealth in an Uncertain World is brought to you by the Institute on Holistic Wealth.
Wealth is more than money. It is balance, healing, resilience, well-being, growth, and financial freedom. At the Institute on Holistic Wealth, we help people create lives of meaning, purpose, and transformation. Through coaching, certification, and holistic wealth education, a new way forward begins. Institute on Holistic Wealth. Live with balance, purpose, and financial freedom.